Hey, I was always ready to fight. I didn't care whether I was in the wrong or right. I was ready. Nilikuwa kwambia, "Hebu rudi hivyo tena. Rudi kenye umesema."
I surely didn't hear you.
Tammy's coming for you.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me.
What's up, what's popping, my people? Karibuni tena sana to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite Kenyan babe, MIMO KARANJA. If this is your first time here, karibu sana. Feel free to join this family by subscribing and hitting the notification bell down below so that you can be notified anytime your girl posts a new video. And if you're returning, my G, thank you so much for always coming back to my channel. Nakupenda sana. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about something I never thought in a million years I'll ever sit down and discuss or talk in any way or form or size. But of late, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I have been getting people, you know, talk about it, comment, compliment a lot to me, and I'm just like, hold up, are you talking about me? Let me read you two comments that I got so that you can understand what I'm saying when I say, you know, like this has become a thing. People are telling me about it, complimenting me about it, something I never thought would happen. Now this is from a friend of mine from high school, and she wrote to me. I posted my picture and she was like, wewe unajua ulikuwa tomboy, sasa unatutesa. That is someone who knew me. And then I get another comment from someone who now doesn't know me. I think is a follower of mine on Instagram. And she said, loving the femininity content plus the feminine style inspo. And I was like, I didn't even realize that now my style is even feminine to begin with. And the other day I was talking to a friend of mine, like a while back, I was talking to a friend of mine. We've known each other for years. So for him, he has known me as a tomboy. And we were just having a conversation like, hey, like, you know, unajua ni dem elegant. And I was like, wait, what? Me? Are you sure you're talking about me? Please don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't know I'm an elegant lady. I know, but to hear him describe me as that, as someone who knew me in a different light, was very different. And I was like, yeah, vile unajibebanga, vile unavaanga manze, when dim elegant. And I was like, okay, this is happening. So that's what brought me here, and that's why I decided, let me do this. Let me just share with you what I believe people are saying so that they can describe me as more feminine, or rather what I personally feel is making me feel and appear more feminine to others and to myself. Sawa. Let's get started. So before I even start on telling you how to be more feminine, or rather how I became more feminine in my 20s, let me share with you my personal journey of how the tomboyness came to be. Because when I was young, like a very little girl in nursery, lower primary, I believe I was a Kagali girl. I was in my pinks, I was in my purple, I was into Powerpuff Girls, into dolls, teddy bears. Still today, fun fact, I love teddy bears with as in a roho moja. I always used to get my nails done at that young age because of my aunt around and my mom around. My eyebrows were always, you know, being shaped as they shaped theirs. I was like into my feminine energy at 101% level. And then around class 4-5, that's when I joined boarding school. I feel like that's when I became a tomboy, and now that I look back, I feel like it was an adaptative method of adapting to my new environment. And also there were a lot of things that were changing in our home. You know, we were going through a lot of things, a lot of changes at home. So it was a way of me adapting to my new life, my new environment, everything that was changing around me. And I felt like a way of defending myself. I put up walls around me by becoming a tomboy so that I could defend myself. And to be quite honest, in boarding school, no one messes with the tomboys. Tuambiane tu kweli. No one messes with the tomboy because people knew sisi tuko na energy ya wanaume na tunaweza kutandika proper. So and no one messed with us. And I think I also enjoyed the popularity it came with, how people treated me, how I interacted with people. I feel like I enjoyed that and I was comfortable like that. But deep down, I feel I was the girly girl, and I was just putting a defensive mechanism around me. So I was a tomboy for the longest time, all through primary school, since I joined boarding school until I think like high school. I was now starting to transform. Uni now is when the transformation started to take place, and me now going back to the little kagali girl I was. Now I feel like I've found a perfect balance of my two sides, that is the tomboy, because I feel bado tomboy iko in so many ways here and there. I believe I'm still a tomboy, but I feel like I have become more feminine the older I get, and so I'm gonna be sharing with you how that happened. The first thing, and this is obvious, has to do with the voila, the appearance. Of course, how I used to dress back in the day and how I dress now has changed. If there's something like a good thing that has happened to me in the last like 3-4 years, I'd say 5 years even, is that I have found my style. I know how I dress. I am very, cautious with how I present myself in terms of dressing. And I used to be like this back in the day, even when I was like tomboy. Before I became a tomboy, I was very particular with how I wanted my hair to look, how my dresses, my shoes. I was always particular about those things. But I feel now I've gone back to that. I'm very particular with how I pair my items. I have become more into skirts and dresses, something that never happened before. I'm not even joking. Kitambo, I never had dresses or skirts in my wardrobe, maybe za kusimamia harusi pekee, but right now I have so many skirts, so many dresses, So in terms of appearance, another thing that now this one I have become intentional about it is accessorizing in capital. I have become so intentional about it because I just realized this has a way of just elevating your look to the next level, and it was something I never paid attention to until maybe this year. This is when I became intentional about it. Kitambo, I never wore rings, I never wore necklaces. I was just into earrings that were doing the most some of the time, but just earrings. I never wore necklaces, rings, but I feel that now I have become an accessory person. I am into my jewelry. They just have a way of making me appear more feminine when people look at me. So accessorizing has played a huge role when it comes to my appearance. The other thing is grooming, hygiene, self-care, name it, whatever you want to call it, but I'm going to put all this in one category. Now, in as much I was a tomboy, one thing I can say without fear of any contradiction, is no one could ever describe me as a dirty girl, untidy girl, not well groomed girl. In as much I was a tomboy, I was always in my grooming space. I was always taking care of myself. I always made sure I'm tidy. I was a neat freak, and ask anyone tuliyosoma naye shule akwambie box yangu ilikuwa inakaaje. Just ask them. My box was always neat and like imepangwa. Always. That was me, and I believe I'm still that girl. I'm very much into I feel like I'm a hygiene enthusiast. Like hygiene is something I really enjoy, and I feel like pia wewe, like when people see me, they see that they're like, oh, dem ni msafi, she takes care of herself, she takes time to get her hair done, get her nails done, those nitty-gritties of just being clean, because cleanness is next to godliness, as we were taught growing up. Those are things that have stuck with me all through till today. But I also feel like today the reason why people maybe consider me now more feminine is because I share like that journey with others guys. I've shared a video on like period hygiene, feminine hygiene, those things, to videos. Maybe because I'm sharing it with you guys, now people who even don't know me feel like I'm a feminine lady, I'm a feminine girl. But it all has to do with grooming, hygiene, and self-care. And let me tell you guys something. I have seen and this is not throwing shade. Actually, this is not throwing shade in any way. I have seen so many creators get comments like, unakaa kunuka mdomo, unakaa kunuka jasho. Hey, Jesus. I will quit the internet the next day. But anyway, that's for me. And you see, even it's funny because for me, the most of the content I put out there, it's funny, it's hilarious. I am kwanza nikivaa hizo mango za activity na kamwenda wazimu, na bado sijaipata mtu ananiambia na kamchafu na kasijui aje. I believe this too has to do a lot with grooming, in as much kuna kuanga na haters hapo nje. Let us not cancel that fact, but I believe this has to do with grooming. How groomed do you seem will lead people to have even assumptions about you. Now that you have talked about appearance, grooming, those are things that are happening nje, outward you. Now let's go to what has been taking place inside, because I feel like this is something that has taken place. A big shift has happened. Most people have noticed it, especially kama unanijua. Watu wame notice, wengi wanai feel, and maybe even you guys as you watch my videos, you feel it. So first and foremost, and this I feel like is a decision I made this year, is just romanticizing my life. By that I mean, you know, like most people we think for you to live a certain life you must have a partner. For you to live a romantic life, it means having a partner. But that's not what I mean when I say romanticizing my life. By that I mean, you see, like those romantic scenes, these two guys are out having the time of their lives, and somehow the world seems to be in slow motion. Food wanakula pole pole, wanacheka pole pole. It's just them in this world. How about you try living your life sometimes? I know tunaishi Nairobi in Kenya, and it's a fast-paced country. Tuna move, tunaenda haraka, kila kitu inaenda haraka. But take some time to breathe. Take some time to enjoy a moment in your life. Take some time to enjoy a meal in your life. Take some time, take yourself out on a date. Take some time to take care of yourself, okay? Show yourself some love. Take some time to, you know, just imagine nika unaishi hii dunia peke yako. Treat this world as your runway, okay? Don't think about what others are thinking when they look at you. See watu wako kama penzi hawajalingi kenye watu wengine wanafikiria. Do exactly that by yourself. And I feel like that's how I've been living my life for the last, especially hii mwaka. I was very, very much deliberate about it. And I feel pia nyinyi, mtu akiangalia like maisha yangu anafikiria hey, udem anaishi a certain way, nika dem, nika nini. Imagine it's all about taking one moment in your life, enjoying every single moment that you can get that is not fast-paced. Take time and just live a romantic life by yourself. I feel like that has played a huge role in just making me feel more feminine, because when I'm doing my skincare, when I'm taking time to take myself, you know, for a solo date, inanifanya ni feel poor from within, and it just makes me tap more into my feminine energy. This is another major ndovu niku change that has happened in my life, and that has to do with aggressiveness. Let me tell you guys, back in the day, hey, I was always ready to fight. I didn't care whether I was in the wrong or right. I was ready. What is
it that you want to say?
I just said everything I had to say. I'm sure you heard me.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Okay. I feel like
I surely didn't hear you.
Tammy's coming.
I'm not even joking. My nickname when I was in class 4 was Congestina, because nilikuwa natandika watu, both boys and girls. I do not care. Even all the way to class 8, I was still fighting with people. High school, the same thing. I was just always ready to confront people. I was just, you know, like what does this thing our bishop says? You are a ticking bomb just waiting to be triggered or something like that. I was that. I was always just waiting for someone to poke me like this, to just provoke me kidogo like this. Do you want to take us to take this fight outside?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch you outside?
But I don't know what has shifted within me. I don't know what has changed. And this has happened unintentionally. Let me tell you, it may happen too. I think it's growing up. I think I'll say it's growing up, but I don't know. But I have become such a calm person, a chilled person. Like, I'm not even joking. The other day, I've seen like a few people in my comment section in TikTok saying, oh my gosh, you're so graceful. And I was like, oh my, me, are you talking about me being, because inaweza kuna describe mtu ako nyuma yangu, because I never thought, I'm not even joking, I never thought words like graceful would ever be used to describe me. Because I was ready. Nilikuwa yani madhangu angekujia report kwa alikuwa anambia mtoto wako ni wa kufight. You fight na kila mtu kwa high class hachi mtu. Let me just say these days I pick my battles. There's something worth arguing about and there's something not worth arguing about. These days I'm the sort of person, if something is disturbing my peace, I detach myself. I disconnect myself peacefully from that situation. It does not matter. I'm not ready to start fighting and arguing. I've just learned to pick my battles. What is worth arguing about? What is worth your side to be listened to? Kama ni kitu tu haina hata msingi, haina mwelekeo, man, Theo says I'm out. So I have become that sort of person. I even narrated a story of how I was in Costa a while back with a group of friends from uni. And then a lady slapped me at the back. I think it was my collaboration with Eve. Mdem akani slap mugongo uchungu. And the fact that I turned, listened to her, did not fight back, tells or speaks a lot about the lady I have become. And that is more of a feminine energy. Aggressiveness is more associated with, you know, masculinity, male energy. So I think that's something that has shifted for me and I'm so happy. That's like the one thing I'm so happy about that has changed. That's a good change that I'm very proud of myself. That does not mean you can just step on me anyhow. I can still deal with you proper. Yeah? Unaweza bado kuonyesha taekwondo, dodge. Demu wangu anajua hadi taekwondo. I could be that lady. Another thing has to do with confidence. Because I feel like I was a tomboy because I wasn't really confident enough in myself. So I had to put up a front to hide, you know, some things about me or some of the things I was going through in life. I was just putting up that as a front to protect me. But being confident in who you are, embracing all of you as you are, that is something that has really shifted even how I interact with guys, how I present myself. I have become more approachable as a person, you know, like, because my guard is not always up. Because kitambo I used to think for people to respect me, for me to be hard, for me to be blah blah blah, I had to tap into my masculine energy. But now I am more confident in who I am. Like, there's just something about a lady who is confident. There's just something about it. Do you agree with me? There's something about a lady who is confident in herself, a lady who is going after her dreams without caring what people are thinking, what they're saying. She's just in her element. I feel like that is a sexy thing for me. I just find it good. Like, whenever someone is so passionate about something and she's talking about it passionately, doing it passionately, pursuing it passionately. Because as women, we are passionate people. So that makes you seem more feminine to me. And I feel like for me now that I'm doing something that even people from back then, they're like, yo, this girl is in her line, she's a creative, she has always been a funny girl, in as much I'm doing things that I'm wearing like crazy, but they're like, ay, ule deva anajitambua, you know, like there's just something about a lady pursuing her passions. And I feel like that's one thing that has happened to guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Those 5 tips I hope were helpful to someone. I don't know, there were 5 or 6. I wasn't about to start talking about things that I haven't done or experienced at a personal level, so they were few because I talked about my own personal experience. Those are things that I personally have gone through, and I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and most importantly guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do. Until next time, bye.